all thought I was gone, but I've been here this entire time.
Alright, this is what I get for refusing to buy a selfie stick. Alright, sorry about how it looks, sorry about how it sounds, sorry about everything. I'm in my bathroom right now, and sorry for the mess of the hair, but there's a reason for that too. It's supposed to be dirty because I'm doing the touch-up part of the video right now. I'm still not feeling well, that's why I kind of sound like absolute crap right now. And don't mind the whooshing, that is literally water going through the pipes. So, great start, I know, hi, sorry about that. But I wanted to get this done because it is exactly 1 week before Halloween, and that's when I said I'd actually get this done. And this is also going to be another part of the Q&A, and I was also intelligent enough to actually write the questions down. Now you can't really see it that well, but I got them written down, so I'm not going to be looking at another screen. We're also trying to work this screen, and I got 37 minutes to do this, so I'm good. This one's going to be a little bit shorter because all I'm going to be doing is the touch-up, and don't worry, this is just to cover up everything. It's going to be green, so don't worry about it staining anything. Anything that lands on here, it's going to stay green. Green flannel, green dye, green hair. Everything's going to be fine. So, I got the question from, people have been asking, not part of the Q&A, but people have been asking what kind of dye I use for my hair. It is one and only Argan Oil hair color, Perfect Intensity Emerald. This is what it kind of turned into. After a while, it's like a light blue, but that's just because I bleached it before. And hopefully now it'll actually come out green. So, these questions are going to be from SillySoph7. To start off simple, how are you? Don't mind this. That kind of just exploded in my hand. Oh god, that is a very vibrant green. Okay, I'm just gonna put the cap here, make sure it doesn't get everywhere. To start off simple, how are you? I'm good. I'm excited. I'm excited for Halloween. Still not feeling well. Hopefully I'll start getting better by the time Halloween actually rolls around. Do you like to read / what is your favorite book? Yes, I love reading. Like I said in the Q&A before on the pumpkin one, I actually used to write and read a lot more than most of the other people that I knew. Not too many people that I knew, but we were essentially a lot of bookworms, me and my friends, and we kind of actually had a little bit of a miniature book club, but it wasn't really anything too extent. Oh wow. Yeah, I've just been looking up in the mirror for right now, but every time I look down at the camera, I'm just like, oh my god, what is actually happening? But yeah, we had like a little miniature book club that we would get together and just talk about like what we were reading. It wasn't really one where we discussed like every chapter, but it was more like, hey, I'm reading this. Cool, I'm reading this. And what is your favorite book? There was an author named Pierce Anthony, and he did a series called The Immortal Incantations, and the first book of that is called On a Pale Horse. It's literally a story about like teenage 20-year-old dude, late teens, early 20s. He's kind of down in his luck, and he becomes death by killing death. And in these stories, it actually takes science and magic and kind of merges them together in a really well done way. Oh my god, those pipes are so freaking loud. I do highly recommend it. His way of wording things is a little bit weird though, so don't worry if you check it out and it's kind of just like, okay, what is this guy even saying half the time? That's how I was feeling when I first read it, but when I reread it, I was just like, okay, this is a really good book. And that's essentially what I can say is my favorite right now. I really do like the Xanth novels. That's also a really good look if you want to check it out. What is your favorite color? I mean, I started off, my favorite color was interchanging. It was red, and then it was blue, and then it was black for a while because I grew up in the 2000s, and black was the cool thing to like back then. And Then it stayed purple for the longest time, but now I'm not allowed to like purple because that's one of my best friend's favorite color, and he stole pretty much every purple thing at work from me. And I'm like, well, come on, give me something better. And give me something better. And my employer was like, well, we only have these green ones. And I'm like, I'll take it. And slowly, but obviously, green did eventually become my favorite color. A little bit of a weird choice, I know, but after everything with Jack, everything with Auntie, and everything for my planning, I kind of started to love the color a lot more. Speaking of which, I'm already about halfway done with this bottle, and my god, my hair is looking weird. I'm not even supposed to use this whole bottle, I don't have that much hair. But hopefully it comes out better than it has been. It's just been a constant blue with the white underneath it, and I'm just like, I really want to touch it up. And her last question, favorite show. That one's a little bit tricky for me. I like a lot of TV. I don't watch as much TV as I used to growing up, but when I was growing up and when I was watching shows on like a regular basis, my favorite series back then, and probably still to this day, Monk. I even named one of my cats after him. That series, a lot of people say like it over-exaggerates obsessive compulsive disorder. Yeah, in some aspects, but it was still a really well done show. Like, I've always loved detective series. I like watching Law and Order, I like watching CSI, I like watching Criminal Minds. Like, but those are not my favorite shows. Monk is. Monk is and will always be one of my favorite shows. I love how they ended it. I actually cried when they ended it, and it was one of the few shows that I actually watched all the way through. So, yeah, that will always be, I got a little on my scalp there, a little bit on my forehead. That will always be my favorite show. Now, that was all that she asked. I have a few more people that have asked me questions, but I'm saving the longer list for the henna tattoo tomorrow, and I don't really want to talk too much while I'm breathing this in and also sick, so I'm just gonna cut the questions for now, do a little bit of a time lapse here. My hair is mostly covered, but I want to make sure that I get the rest of it in, and I'm not stopping that video while my fingers are like this. I'm not ruining my phone. So I'm gonna do a little time lapse. I'm gonna let that keep recording, and then once I'm degloved, I will cut it, and then we will see the final result together. All right, time lapse time right now. Like I said, don't worry if it gets on the shirt's already green. It'll just make the shirt better. It'll make the shirt look better. Trust me, I promise. I've done this before, twice. Also, can I just say that this stuff burns after a while? Like, yeah, if you've dyed hair before, if you dyed your own hair before, you know that it burns, but this stuff gets crazy hot. I think it might be because it's not a natural color, because it has many more chemicals in it than how a natural hair color would. I don't know, I might just be talking out of my ass, but yeah, this stuff burns after a while. Like, really hot. Also, I'm not 100% sure how long I'm supposed to leave this stuff in. So, ooh, that's gonna be fun. I think before I did it for like a half hour and it came out pretty good, but that was when it was after being bleached. This is just a touch-up, and I don't know how long I'm supposed to leave it in for, so I'm gonna try to do it for a little bit longer, and hopefully I don't pass out from the heat or the fumes. I'm trying my best to stay centered, I promise you. That's what you need. You need the coverage. You need the coverage so that way it actually gets on all the hairs, all the roots, everywhere. It's still gonna be a little bit dark underneath because I didn't bleach it this time, but ooh, hopefully it comes out okay. Gotta start scrubbing it in. That's what I gotta do. That's what I gotta do. Take a shot every time I say that. Alright, now that the bottle's spent and I'm hopefully good with this stuff, I'm going to cap it off, I'm going to stop the video, and I will show you guys the final result, and hopefully it'll look okay. Otherwise, I do have a solution for Halloween Day if it doesn't come out as good as I was hoping it did. I actually have a can of the brighter green hairspray, so hopefully with this and that, it'll come out the perfect anti-color. So I'm not gonna show you guys how bad I am at getting this damn thing open. I'm just gonna cut the video here, get it capped off, and I'm going to come back with the result. Actually, I'm getting it open, so the more I talk, the better I am, which is weird for me because I don't like speaking. I'm gonna be doing that a lot in my video today, and oh my god, I'm getting this all over my hands. Should probably done this before I took the gloves off. But yeah, so I'm going to cap this off and gonna wait a little bit, wash it out, and hopefully I'll have the right color hair. But if I don't, like I said, I got the spray for it, so either way, I'm gonna be having green hair. And good. 38 minutes. Awesome. All right. Sorry I didn't show this off last night. I kind of passed out after I washed it out, but I really do love how this came out. It's about the same shade that Auntie was last year when Jack dyed his hair. Second time for Halloween. Darker green, darker me. Also, I love this shirt. So today is going to be the henna part of the video, and it's also going to be the second to last part of the Q&A. The last one is going to be on Halloween Day. 3 people asked me the same question in similar ways, and that's how I'll be getting to all of those forms of the question and essentially answering all the ones that I have been asked in a similar style. I know I'm repeating myself, I'm still not feeling well, but today should be good. Today I got a lot of questions to answer, and they are all from I'll put the name up here. It's hard for me to pronounce right now. I'm sorry. I don't want to butcher it, but I also don't want to sound like an idiot trying to pronounce the name. Maybe I'll get it right. Nemosine River. Hopefully that's right. I think I might have butchered it, but I'll get to answering those questions as soon as I can. I'm just prepping my arm for the Corruption Rune tattoo idea from Naruto Fox Lover. What I'm doing right now is rubbing eucalyptus oil on my arm so that way the henna stays on a little bit better. And now I'm going to actually get the henna set up. I probably should have did this before. I'm sorry, I'm not good at making these types of videos, but I got this all set. I had a panic attack. I thought I lost this part, and I did not want to just, oh god, try and figure out how to spread the actual henna out while doing that. This is going to be a little bit tricky. This is my dominant hand. This is the arm I'm going to be doing it on. This is the hand I'm going to be using. Okay, so I actually have the picture here. I drew it out as well, and hopefully it'll come out alright, but alright, question time. What are you passionate about? A lot of things. I'm passionate about art. I've always had a love for animals, and I mentioned this before on my other DeviantArt page, but I do eventually hope to become a veterinarian. And oh my god, that's actually really tiny. Crap, I think I already messed up. Oh, let me see if I can just wipe it away. Oh, I think it might be too late. Oh crap, oh jeez. I think I might have already messed it up. Crap, that's gonna look really weird. Okay, passionate about. I'm passionate about helping animals, and I'm passionate about helping friends. Word passions, I know that's just like, hey, I care, you know, I actually have concern over creatures that cannot speak out for themselves if they are in pain or if they need help. I really do wish to one day be their voice, essentially, and I know that sounds really cheesy, but that's something that I've always really wanted to do since I was a kid. The thought of actually putting down an animal kind of stopped me for a while, but since I've grown up, I'm like, yeah, that's a part of actually doing the veterinary practice. Sometimes there are just animals that you can't save, and you just gotta accept that, but it's the animals that you can save that'll actually make up for it. Second question, how do you pronounce jaguar? Jaguar. Although, yeah, looking at how it's spelled, it does look like it's supposed to be pronounced jaguar. I know there are people that pronounce it that way, and looking at it now, yeah, I'm like, hang on, that doesn't sound right for what I'm saying. I hate words like that. I feel like I'm like Jack in that aspect, where if I read something out loud, I immediately start mispronouncing things. Yeah, that's the top part. It looks more square than how I wanted it to. Crap. Sorry. This is my literally first time doing this with my non-dominant hand. Which of your characters do you enjoy writing for the most / the least? The most probably would definitely have to be Auntie. In case that wasn't already obvious with how often I wrote for him in the side stories now, as well as how much care I went into his dialogue and character during the main arc and this current arc going on, which, by the way, it will be continuing. I'm sorry that it's been such a lack of updates lately, but that's how it is for me. I'm sorry about that. But I will be getting back into that as soon as I can. But yeah, Auntie is definitely my favorite character to write for, because I love how I've turned essentially like this little brat demon, our glitch bitch, into someone that's just like, okay, I'm trying to do something right for once. And not gonna lie, when I actually wrote the part where he bonded with Jack, I'm just like, I was in tears. I was in tears for my own writing, and that's never actually happened to me before. And I loved how that arc turned out. And the least, that would have to be right now for Tyler's Guardian. That's why I've kind of avoided continuing on the Tyler and Ethan Guardian arc right now, because I'm focusing more on the big arc that's going on. And I do plan on going back to it, and I plan on going back to it in the middle of this arc, because I'm not gonna spoil anything, but they will have a part. But yeah, I went into it thinking, okay, I first saw, oh, that actually looks okay so far. I first saw Tyler, like real life Tyler, a long time ago when Mark first had that whole issue with the Super Mega guys. And when I saw Tyler, I thought, okay, he's kind of like this, you know, he looks strong, he looks like the kind of guy that would be like kind of bullyish on the school grounds and stuff, without even knowing who he was at first. I saw Ethan, and then I saw Tyler, and I'm like, not sure how I feel about this guy, but then I'm just like, okay. Checked him out a little bit, and Tyler is so adorable. Oh my god, he is such a sweetheart in real life. And that completely, like, took me aback. I was just like, why did I even... Hey! What?
You doing?
Recording. What do you want? Eucalyptus.
That's what it's smelling?
Yeah.
I want to be in the video, fuck y'all.
Got a little bit of an interruption here. What do you think so far?
Well.
Answer me! Yeah, when I actually started watching Tyler in his videos, I was like, you know what? This guy's actually not too bad.
Fuck
Hey.
you mean, B?
What do you mean, B? But, yeah, he turned out to be, like, one of my more favorite people to actually watch, and that's how I ended up starting to watch his challenge videos and his makes videos. That's coming out a lot thinner than I wanted it to. When I saw him how he was, I was like, okay, this person's a lot different from how I assumed. But then when I thought about writing for his actual Guardian, I figured I would take that assumption on how I thought he was at first and write him into the character of his Guardian. But then after I wrote it, after I put up that chapter, I'm just like, I really don't like how that turned out. And I'm trying to redeem him somehow, but at the same time, it's going to take a while for him to actually adapt with the other ones. But... What?
Someone just come up and fucking slap you in the arm.
I swear to God. I swear to God, I will end you. We are going to the mall and getting more if you do that. But
What the hell's this shit?
What's what? Questions. It's the Q&A parts.
Your fucking meme is River.
Memes River. Okay, that's your name from now on. It's Memes River.
Fucking memes River.
For the character I like writing the most, it's Auntie. For the character I like writing the least, it's Ty. But
Is he a TIE fighter?
Well, since you're gonna be here, what's the next question?
Wow. You say it like it's a bad thing. Well, since you're gonna be here. How do you come up with ideas for your stories?
I need that. I need the picture. When it actually came to the main arc that I wrote for, it was just a day-to-day sort of thing where I would read the past chapter and be like, okay, so this is where I have it now, and this is where I want it to go. It's like stepladder writing, essentially. How you find a point, you get to that point, and then you find the point for the next chapter.
Who is /R your biggest inspirations? Bro.
Biggest inspirations. Alright, so we got an aesthetic head that likes to keep on interrupting me. I'm on the other page.
I know, I'm reading this page.
I'm on the other side. Biggest inspirations, I'm not 100% sure how exactly to answer that because people themselves aren't really too much of an inspiration. It's their works. Yeah, Mark and Jack do help, but as for actually being inspiring, like they're motivators, but for inspiration, it would have to be probably Pierce Anthony and his works. What do you guys think so far? Actually, it came out pretty good. If it wasn't, like, I probably should have made it a little bit bigger, but for the amount that I have in here and the fact that it's already kind of a little bit bubbly, like you can see it kind of...
you want my opinion?
What?
It looks like ink.
Yeah, ink. Alright, next one.
Hold on, I think it... Nah, fuck it, I'm not gonna...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I read that.
How do you pronounce jaguar?
How do I pronounce...
Like, you look at it and it's...
Jaguar. No. Why did you join fucking DVR?
Okay.
I was thinking of a pun for the DA thing, but it didn't happen.
District Attorney?
The District Attorney.
I had an account a long time ago that I put up pictures, art, stories as well, but I lost the password to that and couldn't recover it for the life of me. And so that kind of turned me off from the website for the longest time, but I rejoined it now because I found that, I don't want to say like, I didn't feel popular enough, but not enough people were... not enough...
The fuck?
Shut up, I'm trying to word it so I don't sound like you.
Oh, wow, fuck me.
Like, not a lot of people were getting to my fanfiction page when I was still on there. And I had that for like
fucking.
I had that for like 5 years.
Everybody's blowing up your fucking shit.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I joined DeviantArt because I was gonna transfer my stories from that page onto my current page.
But you're like, nah.
I forgot to. I might actually still do that if you guys are at all. If you guys are at all interested in seeing non-Guardian stories on there, even though I have a separate page for that stuff now, I will be transferring the stuff over, but once I actually started getting more into the Guardian series, I kind of forgot about doing that, and then...
Sometimes again?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Fucking old as shit.
But, shut up. I might actually get to doing that pretty soon after I'm done with this current arc.
You better do that because, you know, pretty soon you're gonna be a fucking old folks home.
Anyway, last question. Last question. If you're gonna be in here, you're gonna help.
Do you prefer Star Trek or Star Wars? What kind of a fucking question is that?
It's a genuine question.
On the fucking real. Fucking...
I watched Star Wars first, but only sadly, the prequels. And...
No, the third one was a good one. Fuck you.
The third one was okay.
Fucking, yeah, Hayden Christensen, like, that was just how it was written, though. He's a good actor, just fucking...
But...
They shit all over him.
But, then I started watching Star Trek. I started watching them from the first series with William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, all those characters, and I actually started really enjoying that too. But then I actually managed to watch the first 3 films of Star Wars, and I honestly I can't choose which I prefer. Star Trek was a longer running series.
The first one that begins with Star.
The first one that begins the one that begins with an S. That one. That's the one I prefer. Anyway,
oh, Jesus.
I'm
trying to lean back here to fucking discontinue.
I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'll show you guys, because this stuff it dries naturally, and then you gotta like peel it off. You gotta shut up. You gotta like let it flake off, let it peel off, and then It doesn't show up too vibrantly at first, that's why I did it today instead of like the day before Halloween, but right when it's on Halloween, it should be amazing. So hopefully it'll look alright, and the next part of the video that I'm going to be doing is actually going to be on Halloween, the full build of the costume.
Yeah,
and,
boy.
Then I have one more thing that I'm going to show you guys at the very end of the video, but I'm leaving that a secret until Halloween day. So
Well, don't look at me
Alright.
because I have no fucking clue what it is.
exactly, I don't tell anyone about these
Oh,
things.
I know what it is.
No, you don't.